There's a lot of noise right now around the floor crossing, and people are asking a simple question. Has this always been allowed? And if so, why does it feel so different right now? So let's start with the facts. Floor crossing is allowed under Canadian parliamentary rules. It's outlined in the House of Commons Procedure and Practice, 4th edition. Floor crossing is not illegal, but that doesn't mean that it's beyond criticism. Because what we're seeing right now is a growing pushback from Canadians who feel something is different about this moment and that it crosses a line. And this is where the debate starts. Proponents point to 2012, to Bill C-306, and say Pierre voted against restricting floor crossing. That's true. But the context matters. Because if you go all the way back to 2005, Pierre Poilievre actually voted in favor of restricting floor crossing. So now the question becomes, what changed? Well, look at the numbers. In 2005, Conservatives were split, 40 in favor, 44 against. What does this mean? Well, that's what an independent decision-making vote looks like, or a free vote. Now look at 2012. 3 in favor, 142 against. That kind of result doesn't reflect a divided caucus, it reflects a coordinated outcome. And it wasn't just them. NDP, 88 to nothing in favor. Liberals, 33 to 0 against. Bloc, 4-0 against. That's party lines. So when people point to 2012 as proof of a personal position, it doesn't really hold up because the voting pattern suggests that this was a party-driven outcome, not an individual one. And that brings us to the real issue. This isn't just about whether floor crossing exists, it's about how it's being used. Because what we're seeing right now is something we have not seen before. A minority government turning itself into a majority through floor crossing. And a government accused of actively recruiting MPs to make that happen. That's why this moment also feels different to people. Because while our system is built on centuries-old tradition, it isn't frozen in time. And if Canadians decide that our laws are no longer working in the spirit that they were intended, it is incumbent upon the politicians who claim to represent the will of the people actually act on the will of the people. Canadians don't want excuses. They want the law changed.